we jump into this class, and boy, the quality runs a little deeper in this one, and a lot of good stock all the way from end to end. And the top, 5, 6, 7 of these things are very good and a lot of fun to sort. And then as you kind of just break them down, the longer we're out here, and I think just in their build and their kind, I really like this young man's heifer that's going to lead off. In terms of this one's just build and extras, it's there. Maybe not as massive and bold in her body as some of the cattle we've seen her use today, but it fits her. Everything balances up extremely, extremely nice. And when she'll settle in and just give you that pose from the side, her look of just femininity with some robustness and some advancement.
Yours isn't, that other one's not coming back. Yours came back, but mine didn't. Just take longer, you think? Is it live right now? Have you been switching these to 1280 or 720? If you don't, that does make that copy. Why won't it let you do that? I don't know if this is live or not, but I'm not saying it's last
This one's short of structure.
Okay, Brian, we need to finish.
This one's loose, skeleton, this one's overall design. I think this one's got a world of future. It doesn't matter where you're carrying or not. I can kind of make this. There's a lot of cool pieces
Yeah. Open, black Hereford. Show percentage females. Payment. That was first.
This one coming next, extremely well presented, love the body, love the design, love the cow right, love this one. Maybe it's not going to
I agree. Okay, go.
Quality is
next.
I like her build, I like her kind. Her skeletal design is built right. Maybe it's a little lower in her chest, her barely she's got her cover, a little under by the base of her throat. Very smooth, very well balanced. I like her side of the bush shape. Maybe it doesn't have a beauty texture. That doesn't have a lover. That's a really well balanced, well kind of cow right there. Same thing says that this two goes along with this. Power and her big hip in this one. Just to get underneath her and not more than 2,000 goes. While they stand, she gives you a real well balanced look. I think they just have that one more attractive way to set her rear to them. A box here for moderation coming next. In terms of this look design, very good. I see here a little more size and scale compared to the that cover. Clear up the way her dress is laid there. We'll make her turn now. A little lower her time. Just this here a little looser. Her overall construction. She takes out the load. All the rest of the surface. Still turns this hip and power up and that really great cattle in the future. Another one with other runners. Maybe just a little more restricted. A little more compact out here. And one runs out that fast. Keep a little more turn and shape and turn straight through. Again, I'm not doing this like this one at a time. Love the look like her design. But also high. I'm going to do all the way through.
Yeah.
Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Over here on the Black side, Minnesota Cow Fair. This is a single entry pretty nice cow. When we analyze this cow, you certainly can see the power performance in this one.
Tell any more.
In the ring today, nice and fat by the side. And I will maybe just refine those details. Boy, this is a really nice
She'll make it harder next time.
Congratulations.
We got percentage level. Class 6, which is nice and Arabian division, which will come out class 9, like 69, that's 748.
Back over the ring this ring. That last first place, congratulations to Second I did know that. You should ask him that. My national note. Okay, hold on. I need to do this work. Okay. So we're done? Okay.
4 is Division 2. Might as well go Division 3 and 4. Class 8. Class 10. Fine,
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Grand Champion. And this green.
Was Division 1 Class 4? No, Division 1's after. Got it, I'm sorry. Ignore that. I got it. Don't look at me like I'm an idiot.
No, I can't.
Well, the video that we started the show, and it says, all these captivated start off, and all these last winners, and second, how it went back and forth, just this volume number,
Now it's all right there.
all to the reasons, the possessors, and these young people from such a good job, getting stuff
It's not quite big enough for this, because I'm typing all this stuff, but
It's very nice to see, and it took some work to get through all these things, and break them down just in terms of how I like them, and the whole
Okay.
they bring out here, and it kicked off extremely well. The first class one is just functional and built right. Maybe not as many extras as usually how we seem to bring out for that, but just in general build was really, really good. And that second class, one in terms of how I like them, I think all four quarters, and the construction so good, looseness, skeleton, softness, flexibility, you still have so much internal look and design, and the wall there, that one.
Now if this moves up,
Really good, and the future really great, I like that one.
it's just hard to move it up.
It came out a really tough class, and there, that's right there. That really took on
like this way.
a little bit different than those else, this one division, so robust, so bona fide cavity, plus this one is tips and
Sorry.
open up the body in,
Yes,
and what I really like about this female, she's big features, still building.
Now try it. Worse?
Yeah.
Worse? Yeah, it's harder.
Yeah.
Hold on, turn here. I'm checking the wrong fucking shit.
That's making this hard, so I can't.
I think I might need your help. That worse or better? Well, I don't want to. It's better. Is it? Yeah. It was. Okay. Remember, there's a bar across the bottom. Yeah. Okay. Black Hereford percentage bull show. Percentage bulls. Last year?
Class 1.
Class 1
Class
and
2
8.
and 1. Division 1. Class 2, Division 1. Class 8, Division 3. Champion and Supreme Champion.
Well, congratulations, you Supreme Champion. And then the show is right with Leo and the Black
Champion and Supreme Champion.
All you have to do is save it once it's all typed in. Save, and it'll automatically update over here.
Well, folks, over here on the Black Hereford side, nice 4 nights heifers here. This one that leads out really hits you hard when you see her hit the ring. This heifer is so fresh, so elegant, so good looking. And then you get in here and analyze her in terms of composition.
It's the first class
Just really good looking package. What separates her from the heifer second is just soundness and her ability to move today. She's so soft on the rear. This is one, if you're going to go this as a junior, you're going to want to time. Really like this one. Heifer in second has some advantage in terms of just power. She's a little more pulled hard there in the rib cage. But a heifer that on the move just isn't quite soft enough on those rear pastures. But boy, appreciate your performance in the mountain there. That one's good looking as well. Just needs some help on the structure side. Young man comes in really good looking on the face here. A heifer that is absolutely stunning on the side view. Just gives up too much power, especially when you compare to that heifer above them. They're really good stylish kind of feet. The heifer that's going to run around the lines, another one that's really iron on the side. A heifer that just goes down there and wrong but tremendous heifer with a good look. Just gives you a little power.
When you come back, if it's highlighted in blue, it'll already fit.
Well, congratulations back to what?
I don't think the bid is really fantastic, but I can go 5. Again, congratulations. No, you're good. I'll get started. You're good. It's really like, and honestly, there's something else the blonde. Hold it.
Of Skyline Farms with SKLN Diamond 04L. Second place was exhibited by Sammy Neff of Peter's Pold Herefords with PPHBLK Salute Parable L22. Third place, and congratulations, exhibited by Mac Murray. Fourth place went to Aubrey Pettit. That will also be your champion reserve in that first division. Next class in and division will be Class 7, Division 3.
Well, folks, over here on the Black Hereford side, a really nice pair of heifers, and there's a lot to like about each one of these. But this one that's going to lead out's pretty special. I mean, you get her out here and let her float around this ring, and she just comes out here to show off. I mean, she gives you a heck of a look from the side. This one's stout. She's powerful. She's good looking. I mean, all the pieces are there. Just a really nice place to start the class. This one in second is no slouch. I mean, this is a good heifer. Love the way she comes up high out of that shoulder. She's good looking from the side. Plenty of power in that one. Love the way that she's bred up early and gonna have a nice udder there. She's pushing out on her chest floor just a little bit. She's not quite as trim in her underline as that other heifer, and she might be fighting the halter. I'll give her some benefit of the doubt, but she just doesn't move out like that other heifer does today. But boy, that's a good one. Nice pair of heifers, guys.
Well, congratulations in our final class of your junior F1 show. First place in congratulations goes to Ben Eddy of H&R Ranch with CBD Miss Fergie ET. And second place in congratulations go to Colin Wilson of Jackson Cattle Company. To do that? Like, we'll let you leave it there? Okay,
Yeah.
Then you'll be fine. I'll play with that and get it right.
Okay.
You'll be fine for this show. We do too many Black Hereford sales. We fucking do that. You did? Everything just takes more. Maybe people are getting excited about it. See you guys. Apparently I'm gonna go say bye.
Are you really? Oh God.
She's down in Germany. Y'all, she went to bat for this girl.
Say hi to me.
To get her here. It's not okay.
What? Oh, she here?
Well, it didn't take us long to get to the point where we picked an F1 champion. Here we are on the Black Hereford side doing so. And ladies and gentlemen, if you've not spent a lot of time looking at these cows, you put your eyes on these four individuals. These people are for real. I mean, these are good cows right here to have you can probably present them with a lot of other competition. We probably still have these people standing out here. Tremendous set of cows. Certainly fun on the high ladies. I'm just going to go pick champion. I don't think there's going to be more talk about it anymore. Just more tremendous individuals. And love our champion. Take a second there for reserve.
And they do wildcat sales. And she talked to her at the wildcat sale and tried to get her in with
Congratulations, your champion F1 female here with your show at the Cattlemen Congress with Ben Eddy of Grove, Oklahoma with CBG's Fergie ET.
What a way to kick off this next division, all the way through. Again, like I said earlier, it's good stock. I think you can really break down each top four and talk about it and get excited. And pop area around the not the most like returns their kind. And you can take some sort for them because there's a unique ones in there. The second, it's just a matter of it all go together and wins together.
Very distant from her nose to her tail. Very crisp, very well balanced, very seamless.
Is fade the transition?
I think this one just ties a lot of good things together. And then when you truly just break the cattle down, this one's just the most, true and genuine about just her skeletal build. I think where everything hinges on this one is appropriate, and where everything hinges on this one is right. And it goes all the way to the surface. This one's structure represents that from base up off of all four corners. And then you just break her down. Her body shape's good. Her maturity's good. I love the length to her hip. She still gets out and goes extremely nice. She's not as high tying and wild looking as that heifer there in second, but I still think very maternal, very attractive in her own right. Boy, this one here in two will give you a look sometimes that just makes you want to run out there and grab her, because her pieces are challenging to build and assemble on cattle. This one's presentation up through the front is so captivating. She's so bold about the center portion of her body. She's got some extra power, but with that, we just kind of open up. She gets a little unhinged how she wants to get off the front end. I think a female that just needs to be opened up in her forerib a notch more, and you could set her tail head down into her skeleton, but her outward pieces, her outward kind are so good. I think you can do a lot of things in terms of generating with that one, and just in terms of maturity when it all settles down. I think that heifer has a really good day out here in this ring as well as in the donor pen. I think there's a lot of fun things to that one. The next one's coming next, 3 and 4. I think very similar in terms of their kind. This one in 3 is just a little neater about her skull, a little bit more feminine fronted than the heifer there in 4. This one on the stand gives such a balanced, neat look right there. I like her build. I like her kind. I like to just see her get out and hit the surface with a little bit more flexibility as she goes. Still plenty sound, plenty attractive. Just need to see her with a little bit bigger foot underneath her compared to those 2 heifers above her. But young lady, that's nitpicking on one. I think is perfect in terms of her condition. Love her look, love her design. High quality female. Have to go 3rd there. This one in 4, true cattle, right kind of cattle. Maybe not the extra bells and whistles, a few of the cattle that are in front of her, but there's not really anything just terribly wrong with this calf. I like her balance. I like her blend. Still very attractive. Maybe not as just wild as some of those ones above her, but her kind's right. Her structure's right. Maybe just need to balance this one up to get her a little higher in this class, but you can do that with a little time and work, because I think there's a lot of quality in that female right there. I like the power in this dark red female coming next, young lady. I think you got one that's got a little extras to her. Can go out there and raise some bulls just with her extra foot size and bone work. With that, we're a little more unhinged and not as just tidy and neat as in her shoulder and her forerib is a few cattle above her. A little bolder about her kind, but that's okay. We like her power as well. Young man, you got a very attractive, very well balanced one that's going to conclude this class. I just like to see a little bit more size and scale of her today compared to those 2 heifers above her. But that's an awesome way to start a next division. Let's give them a nice round of applause for a really nice class.
Well, back over the black Hereford ring, your reserve champion F1 female coming out of that 1st division. Congratulations went to Rory Bimmy. In the red Angus ring, we got started with your next division. Results of Class 4A, February heifer calves. 1st place exhibited by Veronica Lentz of Creston, Iowa, with KIP Miss Baby's Breath L401. 2nd place was exhibited by Brooke Pulsen of Darwin, Minnesota. 3rd place and congratulations went to Macy Weems. 4th place go to Legacy Murphy Livestock. 5th place exhibited by Madeline Etherington of Danville, Kentucky. 6th place and congratulations went to Dade Delosier. Now in the rings, Class 4B, these are February heifer calves. Back in the black Hereford ring, we are going to get started with your HX female show here momentarily. For those of you just joining us here in Jim Norick Arena, over here in Ring 1, we have our Junior Red Angus show. We'd like to invite you all to welcome us at the Stockyard City Red Sale tomorrow, January 3rd at 1 o'clock. We do have a donation lot that is a flush courtesy of Power Plus, Duff Cattle Company. The cost of that flush has been covered in this donation. We greatly appreciate your support of our program. Also, donation lot, an original Red Angus print from C.J. Brown will be auctioned off. Again, make plans to join us tomorrow, 1 o'clock, January 3rd, the Stockyard City Red Sale.
I hope that little boy's not showing it. Looks like he might be. He's following it. I'm scared to just let this go. Yeah, little boy is showing it. Hereford's never on a walk. Okay, do you wanna fade it quick? I'm gonna try and see if I can.
Well, folks, this brings us to our first division over here in the HX side, and the two individual class winners to make up this division today. And I'd be lying if I said these two heifers were alike in any way, because they're not. Two very, very different heifers. A heifer that wins out of first class, is super long body, long-fronted, really set down for her hits her stride. On the outside, her pins a little bit to do that, but a good long body heifer. Would we like to draw her down, flank her down, absolutely. Sure like to pull her apart, give you a little more muscle and power. But a good looking, nice eye-appealing kind of heifer when you view her from the side. The Baldy heifer wins the second class, more moderate. The heifer's got the finest line, is the heifer's standing directly in front of her, but she is more large, she's more powerful, more muscular, and has this one from the line. These cattle are sound enough, a longer body, leaner, maybe, and a more compact, moderate, the Baldy will be your champion, followed by the Hereford heifer as well.
Yeah. So what was that?
Another nice one. And this is a nice one to lead off with. I think this is exercise and scales. This one really attractive, kind of being in a little side. You might not think it's opened up.
They'll announce it.
Get around this one. One that's got extra punch and power. I like how she's opened up in her business set. Being able to still handle this thing very, very comfortable. She goes to the ground. I think this will have extra press. This one's hot and all the way down to her passion. What's the advantage there? Very sensitive about her look.
One thing is a little juvenile, how everything's assembled on her, but I still think the extra length, the extra extension, the freshness of condition, and the added power, I think just a really nice place there to start right there. The heifers there in 2 and 3, I think, again, are a good quality. A lot of cow-like feature in these cattle. I think maybe two of them that are maybe pushing a little bit more condition out here for me today, but still in terms of just their balance, their blend is very, very good. I think this female here in 2, if I could set her down under passer and make her just as a shot softer as she hits the surface, I think that one could make the case to fight that one that's just leading out of the ring now. Maybe just a little bit more compact and overall build, but I like that
look, that's the design of her body shape really well. This one is going to be a retreat. I like that female just went out. Another one that's good about her body, good about her hip, a little plainer about her chest, the way it sets in her, a little forward about her shoulders related to her as well. Pushing just a shot more forward, chest very big, but I think you keep that one in balance. Everything will stay tied and two together. Still really catchy, still really good design. Young man with a really nice job getting perfect in. This one is more, another one just kind of puts it all pieces together in terms of look, balance, and design. Maybe not as much size. The future is usually a cow that we have a rubber, and this is a well-out travel, neat, and nice and comfortable. Also, as a few cow rubber, but still in terms of the stand, gives it a really high quality look. A little older built one here, maybe just gets a little plainer, the way she's assembled up to the front third, a little plainer about her head and her neck, a little more forward in the angulation of her shoulder apparently, and I think they balance it up, like her body, like her shirt, still like her design, maybe just redesign her from the front third skeleton. Young man here, cowboy hat, he's got a powerful one, a little extra punch, just a little bit nice, and steel down, I appreciate that about her, this one's a little lower time, apparently, set down just a little lower, a little more push forward, where everything's assembled off the front side of the shoulder, nice something in terms of just power and structure off your rear too, still really high quality right there. Young man's next one coming next, she's giving a little more fit. This one's quite the balance to the design, the level that's a deep kind of lover, just gets a little more uncoordinated as she gets out and goes. The young lady in the pink, I think has got one in terms of being opened up and power cattle. I like this effort, I really like her on the stand, I like the look. For me out here, I just like to see her get out and go a little bit more authority, a little bit more flex, and just get out and travel, which is nicer. I like that cattle on the stand in terms of quality decent breeds. They're a nice class all the way through.
Single entry over here on our side. He brings a really nice effort. She's done a heck of a job here. We know how Angus was for various work. She's done a tremendous job. This is a real nice moderate frame. Female, power, and puncher. Get behind this one. She's stout. She's rugged. Get up on top. Really analyze and appreciate the amount of muscle that she has. Get her out here on the profile. She gives you a good enough look. She's got a little bit of extra condition on her. I don't think she's over the top, but we probably better put the brakes here before too much longer. This is a good looking effort. The news is sound. Nice single entry, young lady with a class.
Well, in the next ring, the champion of our first 2 divisions. Division 1 champion exhibited by Wilson and King Springs, Arkansas. Reserve champion exhibited by Angus. Division 2 champion over here. We'll go to Maya.
A little more celebrated as heifer over there.
Now let's see
Division of
Fantastic. Back red eggs, all that. February Heifer calves. First place and congratulations go to Tucker Beyer, Ringo, Wisconsin with TC Miss Ellie 11L. Second place exhibited by Colin McIntyre with TW Alicia 316L. Third place exhibited by Cameron Ison. Fourth place and congratulations go to Justin Anderson. Fifth place went to Lane Murray. Sixth place in that class exhibited by Grady Ridenauer. Seventh place will go to Casey Holton. And eighth place exhibited by Helen Orr.
Young lady brings us a nice red on the face.
Sorry, I was really intrigued by that.
Happens well again. Just really designed off nicely. Just you are hard. Get this long moves once you get on her top and kind of break right there on her shoulder. But this is a nice effort. It's really interesting watching you get on hard.
Congratulations on the junior GSX female show champion Iowa division. Exhibited by Nomination Shane reserves the judges of restraint and interpret the 18 female. Currently in the registration in that class 5A.
That calf, I mean, she just shakes her head and she's like, look how little that little boy is. Well, I mean, hey, look at her now, Josh. She looks like, probably looks pretty good right there. That little boy's not coming. There's a rule on the Angus show that if your calf gets loose three times, you get kicked out. Probably a good rule. Yeah, and it's a junior show, so the parents can't help. That girl looks like a twig too, so I don't know why. That little boy's just scared of his heifer now.
Ladies and gentlemen, evaluate the division over here. 4 individuals out here, 3 division winners. Nice job. We'll just talk through here quickly. A real nice moderate late stage red heifer here. One that really comes together nicely in terms of that combination of muscle and power and soundness. You know, maybe she is the longest that most leagues run down here, but a good looking heifer that puts a lot of good things together. Young lady, here. This is just a really nice lead effort. Does she have tons of rock back here? I'd say she probably doesn't. But boy, it was really hard to pick a hole in this one. We talked about how little extra conditions, and on top of that, outside of that, this one is made really good. She's stout, she's thick, she's feminine and flash shoulder. She moves around the ring probably better than anything else out here. Not nice effort, just in a moderate compact kind of a package. Bronco face red, female here, larger junior heifer. Really a nice front female. One analyze that head and neck. push out a little extra chest and for the amount of condition she has, I really might see her just a little stouter, a little heavier muscle. Hard, this one is good looking.
Yep,
Yeah, we get her on the move, and she does, like I said, class, get up to her tops just a little bit, and sure like to fix that. Kind of nice second down here in the Hereford market. So I'll put the attention in, it gets a little higher as you want to dig here for reserve, but we're going to use some all three Heifer to win. It's going to make Hereford market after years in.
Congratulations, congratulations, female coming out class 5. Congratulations to one of the Cattlemen. And your franchise HX female coming up that one division. Congratulations to Renata Stewart with SBH 124. Congratulations again to all HX female exhibitors. We'll now get started with your percentage female show here in the junior division.
Oh, it's dang. Yeah, it says there's 2 on here, but
Folks, we're starting to show off the bag here. Really nice all together. This one comes together. This is such a great look. Get her on the side. She's extended to her front there. She's tucked in nice to her chest. Plenty of body power. This one floors around the ring with enough structural soundness. Really nice female kick off the show.
Well, congratulations in our first class of percentage females. First place will go to C2's Purple Legacy, exhibited by Chloe Mack of Kinta, Oklahoma. We'll now bring in class 2 here in your junior percentage Black Hereford show.
Another nice one to leave off this class over on this side. And another term to flexibility, build, look, and design, still has some extra power. Let's start with the female. She's just a really nice, humble way for me to start off in this class. Yeah, she's kind of get out and go, and that's where she has a distinct advantage, especially off those rear twos. The way she gets out of that hop, sets down on a big club, with the aggressiveness underneath it, you kind of still get out and go, and then we'll add a gear to her, and you get on the stand. When she wants to cooperate, I think one in terms of the look, the design, it's still very, very nice. When you get around this cattle, she opens up true width, true dimension, and still has a really high quality kind of look about her. Just like that, and those design and flexibility, we'll go ahead and leave off at this class. Young man Heifer in 2, not here on the stand, I think this could make the case to rival that class winner. This one,
Balance and build is truly good right here. This one's look, her angle to her shoulder is very, very good. I love the maturity pattern of her, the rib shape. I like where it's set in her. The turn to her lower ribs, extremely good. And then this one's hip and hind leg right there on the stand. Look awesome. When I get this one and go, I'd like to just see her get out in gear and go with another step to her. I think a female could just use some flexibility when she gets out and rolls, because on the stand, I think
that was extremely high quality. I like to see her go with better here in 3. Maybe just all the extras, just 2 Heifers above her. When you break this one down, her build is probably as good as any in the class. I think her structural design is very, very good. She has the right range, the right size, and right appropriations to really just balance up and make a really high quality.
So he's probably going to be watching this show.
I think that's what's still got a bright future above her. Just make sure you get the balance all together to view above her. Another one here on the stand, I think it's awesome. She's fits in her line, it's just like gets every ounce out of her out here in this show. And this look right here is so good.
I don't know why they changed the stand. Like it's literally about to fall right now. If I don't hold it.
Next, I think one that's just a little lower tying, maybe just a little forward about the way she presents out of her shoulder down into her knee, just gets a little bit more vertical, a little more upright, but you appreciate the body shape, body size, opened up about her pins and her hips. She's a little rounder out here comparably to a few cattle above her. We could just square her up a notch more. You could darn sure move her up a few placings. Young lady got a nice one coming next. Maybe just doesn't balance up. A little lower in her chest comparably to where she sits in her flank. Like to just give her a little bit more extras comparably, but she's functional and athletic as she gets off those rear 2. The young man's female
coming next will close up just a little plainer, a little more conventional about her overall design. Still has some nice pieces to go with it. Put another one for her underline. We can balance up, give her a few more extras in that regard. And that's class winner there to leave that class with the group.
Well, congratulations, last night, James Revham and our junior that day showed first place to the cover Meyer of Bristol, Wisconsin, with WTC Miss Eagle 308L. Second place, and congratulations, Jackson Rags, Lady Texas, with Red Diamond Drama Queen. Third place in that class is exhibited by Colton Jones of Mountville, Missouri. Fourth place is exhibited by ACD's.
Look what my mom said. Cattlemen's coming.
Fifth place in that is in Buffalo for Mississippi. Sixth place is exhibited by Al Murray of Lebanon, Oregon. Seventh place in congratulations.
She said sound familiar.
Now we're going to be final class for junior family. This is the class 3B, Junior Family.
Over here on the finish side, really nice place to start. That's basically going to happen. It's really dominating this class. So one look
gives you everything you could ask for in terms of extension and depth of body. Just a nice female, presented very well today. Good looking heifer. Nice heifer here for all seconds. I mean, one that's smooth made, she's good enough front, she's got some muscle and power about her. I don't love how she wants to roll out on both those two fronts, but this is a good heifer that finds its way chronologically in the second. The big powerful really wants its third today. I'll tell you what, I really appreciate the depth of this heifer, the big hip that she has. She wants to push out that chest wall a little bit. She's not nearly as neat and tidy around her head and neck. She's got a little bit of
Is the
growth
5th
off
of
of that
Friday?
balance. But in terms of power, this one is really good. Interesting heifer here to tonight.
No, you're fine.
This is a really beautiful heifer profile. It's just not enough heifer there for me. Not enough grid, not enough power. She wants to drop those kids a little bit on the dude. But beautiful when she takes a hard, nice female. Young man rounding out the class here. Just a really nice heifer. This is a commercial heifer. It can do a lot of good things for power. She has a body. She's structurally sound enough. One that has some muscle and some look about her. Nice heifer in there.
Okay, do you want to switch? Philadelphia, Latin, Hereford's in the middle right now.
Well, see, but we don't have anything to compare to. If you want to study this one as an individual, you'll like plenty about her. She's good neck, she's good headed, very feminine. She gives you a great look there from the side, level on her hip. I think that's going to be a middle and muscle in her. Moves around the ring here on a pretty good sound foot. A nice female. We'll get her back out here in a bit and take another look.
Well, congratulations, Black Hereford brings up the Class 3. First place exhibited by Marion Ilg of Canesville, Missouri with BFA Fashion Ladies Symphony 004L. We're now going to bring those first and seconds in. Our judge will select his champion reserve here in your first division of percentage females.
back over here on the percentage side. Really nice step down. All these juniors really ought to be complimented to bring such a good set all the way from our first class winner to our second off down here to my far left. Good cattle. We're not going to talk back through it, but this has been fun by the way this division, and we'll get you a champion for sure. Oh, good class all the way through over here to the Angus side, and then we're off those cattle just to kind of learn where I just put it to press decision how I like them. Honestly, if I never just dropped off this last other one, going one, I think when she comes in the ring, just kind of grabs your attention, it all starts to surface. You know, I'm probably a sucker for one that's just built that good and mold and expanded in the foot size.
Her bone work's appropriate, and you go on the top side of that one, skeleton. I think just her cow-like look, her maternal shape is what we kind of strive for to build in some of these cattle, and I just like the extras this one has down at the surface, and then when she gets her right there on that stand, I mean, that one can still look like a lady, still grab your attention. She can grab your attention awfully quick with that kind of maternal and attractive look, and then to still be that big featured and big-footed at the bottom there. I think that one's awfully nice. You can trade 2, 3, 4 a little bit. I think mix them up in your own right. This darker red one here, and maybe not the extras that the class winner has, but in terms of just trueness of build and just the right structure, everything's a hinge a little bit more appropriate for me, and I think this one holds the advantage in terms of just freshness and condition for this stage of the game. Still maternal and still built right, maybe just not as opened up as a few cattle on either side of her, maybe not as just neat down her throat and into her chest, but I think that one's build and just structure correctness is awfully commended there, and just in terms of the quality that she has from there up. This one's powerful. That's going to go here in 3. And with that little added boldness comes with a little added maturity. She gets a little plainer in the way she's assembled in her crest, a little fuller in her chest right there, maybe carrying just a notch more. And I think that just restricts her just a notch more of getting out and rolling with a little bit more added authority as those two above her. But I like the added cowiness in that one. I like the added feature that she brings to the table. This one here in 4 is a unique creature. I think this one, 4-rib back, I love. Maybe one of the neatest hind legs of any of the cattle that we've seen in this ring so far today. So big, so soft, so loose constructed. A little low pin, but that's okay. That one can get out and rock and roll off those rear two as good as any we've seen. And right there, that look is incredible, young man. I think you got one that will draw the attention of a lot of people. For me, that also falls out of place just a notch. She's a little more opened up on her shoulder. She closes at her knee and wants to roll out of that front end and just kind of disassemble for me out of the front third of her skeleton. But boy, that thing blade back is bad to the bone. That cat's going to raise a lot of neat stuff. I think you just tweak on that one and get to working on that one. I think there's a lot of fun things with that heifer ahead of her. I like her pieces quite a bit. A powerful one here coming next, this dark red one. She's bold, she's robust, she's opened up. With that comes just a notch of restriction. She closes and just closes at the surface. Doesn't get as athletic and as mobile as a few of the cattle above her. Still sounding enough, and I like that added feature. Young lady does a really nice job getting her presented. I love this one on the stand as well. Square, cowy, boxy in her kind, true in her kind. Not the just wildest looking one, but she attaches right. For me, I just need to see her take her longer, freer step as she gets out and goes.
I love her kind of outside the field. It just gets a little tight as she goes. A bigger, larger one here coming next, and that's okay. I like bigger cattle. This one's extended. She's just a little more vertical putting on the front third of her skeleton. Presented to the nines. I just see her get out and go a little freer, and just let her overall structure. I think that was topside nine and very worded and a lot of quality right there. Young man, got a really nice access to the closing gap. I just see her shot square, love her out as she gets out and goes. There you go, just a touch off her front third. That one's opened up, that one's powerful. She'll still raise the stock. That'll be very, very good for the breed. Really nice class, an excellent class order. Congratulations to all those young people.
Well, congratulations on our final last year junior division over Red Ring. First place is Divine Mass Division, Hempstead, Texas. HGS Pride, 12L. Second place is Divine Truett, OR. Hereford, Sandridge, Beauty, 3460. Third place is Divine Countryside, Missouri. Fourth place is Walking Martin. Fifth place is congratulations to the ladies and Spencer. Sixth place is Divine Hunter. Seventh place is Grandmaster Katie. And eighth place is congratulations to the Blue Boss. Now, congratulations, second,
third, the junior calf division. Back over here, Hereford show. Division 1 champion wins back number 218. Secretary Grade G was exhibited by Justin Smith, reserve champion.
I'm gonna go with no. Now they're.
Well, as much as I enjoy that song, and it's kind of my jam, but as good as these cattle are, we might as well visit on these because that's what's out in front of us. And I think this is an awesome division. Boy, these 4 class winners and the seconds were fun cattle to evaluate, fun cattle to break down, and just good cattle to look at. It's a lot of fun to kind of sit back out here and pick between these 4 and even throw in some of those seconds in contentions because I thought this division was loaded all the way from that first class all the way to the last. Just some useful pieces you can use. I think there's some cattle out here that maybe bring a few extras, and then there's a few that just are tried and true and quality livestock all the way from end to end, and you can go a lot of different ways out here.
We were talking about the camera because the camera like did this thing and it just like fell down. And I was like, oh shit. And so then because Micah called us and she asked me to fix her camera, and then we were talking about that red heifer that was loose like the whole time, and I was like, that poor little girl was heifer's loose.
It's not like
and,
we were like,
yeah, like we weren't really saying anything. It's just like we were talking about how we felt bad for that little boy, and I was.
Oh no, that's minor. I've lost sales over what I've said.
Congratulations,
It happens a lot. I have people call me and go, how bad? Real bad. Okay. And then there's also like judges who leave their mic slide and they like if it's in their back pocket. That's happened more than once.
Over here,
Just in terms of pure quality, this one source herself to the top. She's really
said anything to that. All I said was that Mariah and Margot.
She's eager and pull on her heart. She comes back eager to her line, analyzes one, and
Yeah, we were really saying much.
she has as much muscle on the muscle that it down here. Moves out really good. Maybe those front toes are just getting a little long, sweetheart.
I'm sure people don't want to hear our conversation. David, how many people are watching us?
We'll use the heavier muscle one to do after it gives you a nice look to the side. She's pushing what she has for, and as much condition as she has, she can probably have this particular muscle relative to her frame size as you're comparing to that last winner. Yes, she is heavier muscle than the heifer here in 3. This one in 3 foot, when she gets her part, that's a heck of a look she gives you. It's so lean up there to her neck and her head. It comes with kind of a vertical shoulder. She gets a little straight, and when we get her on the move, you can certainly see the signs of that as she's a bit hesitant, tentative, trying to hit her stride. But a beautiful striking kind of heifer there to stand in her third hole.
Back on the next string, reserve champion in the last division. Congratulations to Dr. Meyer, Wisconsin with DUCHTC Miss Eagle 308L. Again, congratulations, those exhibitors. Now in ring 1, we'll bring in Class 6 winner heifer calves in your Junior Red Angus show. Back over to the Black Hereford ring. Results out of Division 2 in your percentage Black Hereford show. Your champion will go to BFS Bell 2144, exhibited by Eden Bolt. Reserve champion, and congratulations, will go to Landon Ellison. And third place will go to back number 5639. We're now going to bring in your final class here in our percentage Black Hereford show.
One of my friends is in Cancun. I'm so jealous. And he's like, started drinking at like, he's like in Mexico, like, you just had the 18 and you're fine. And I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, so if you phone call, don't be surprised. And I was like, oh, and someone's calling me. I don't know. Hello? I don't know if it's on. We can't hear. We haven't heard anything. It's not working.
Well, congratulations on my division here, Presenting Black Hereford Junior Show. Congratulations, back number 67. I think ours is CX53. Miss Advance 2245, exhibited by Breonna Stewart. We're now going to bring in all of your division champion reserves, and our judge will select his grand and reserve grand champion, percentage Black Hereford.
I love Mario. She gives no fucks. I'm glad people can't hear us now. So what, we have this, and then what do we have?
Purebred female show, then Supreme Champion female, and then Cowcat F1 Ajax percentage, Purebred, Supreme, Bulls. We got a little bit left. This is the Purebred is the last of the junior.
I have this one tattooed on my ribs.
Do you really?
Well, over here.
wish they could
I would get chastised with one more place.
This song, but we got
I probably would say I've seen it in concert, and I would say that because we had one of the best concerts, but I would say Cody Johnson is bars, and I'm thinking still like fun.
I'll tell you what, the only time that you want to catch people is when you're
And it just says lots of stuff. I got it. It was like, I don't want to say it was an impulsive idea, but it kind of was. And because a girl on our softball team last year was like going to tattoos, so she would like give us tattoos. And so I was like, I've always wanted it. So I was like, yeah, I'll like let you do it. It's really good actually.
I think you can make it really off this spring morning there. Since we encourage structural kind of a little, yet still a little kind of open up. When you get her on the sand, you still look like a lady. I think it was just balanced up extremely well.
I do not know what is going on in this ring right now, but why they have the reserve in the front is
They're very unique and unique society. She ties it a lot higher. This is a little lizard design the way it carries where it sets it on a skeleton, and you go down low, that one's expanded and opened up. In terms of this side view and balance, this one suits me really well as well. I think in terms of this line, extremely crisp in terms of presentation. This blends and balances back effortlessly from nose to tail. I think the flow and balance of her is so good. I like this one as well on the surface. I think she gets out and goes extremely good. She's just not opened up, maybe not as much punch, lower side to lower quarter. But we don't need that for this to have an overall done. But we got one that's going to lead off the pass for sure. Appreciate it. And that's taken up by the way. That's sure a high quality one there to do. I think young ladies that are here in three, just in terms of balance, still design. This one suits me the best in terms of how she's assembled off all four corners of the skeleton. Still gets out and goes. I love this one. Stretch this compared to the few members below her. That is safety game as well. So I commend you on that one. I think this one is designed to overall build. She's got a long future ahead of her as a senior yearling. This quality livestock right there. This one right here in the stand, I think is a changer in terms of power and the build. Got an extra look on lower, just like that. That one back. Looking at it here a little bit more on the left. She gets out and
selected them without talking about them.
I love this one's look, there's a design, her overall power, everybody unique thing about that. Young one, or young man coming next, a more powerful one, to me, just a little more tested, a little more vertical, put a front side of her skeleton. I love the power and the body she has. I like to just stretch her up and not more. Same thing said, the young ladies after there that are behind her, just a little more upright, vertical, the whole way she's assembled up there, a little lower, getting her chest down there, in terms of body, power, length, and design. There's a lot of good things about her. And the trust one we're going to go to class with. Nothing wrong with this female in terms of this is her build. I like to see more rubber and national effective above her. We don't know what's around here presented. Keep this one going, let this one mature a little bit more. Her body just transition a little better into her chest. I like her look, I like her design, and they do a very nice job. Keep working with her. This is the way to kick off the ball. Congratulations to them.
Well, congratulations back over in the Black Hereford ring. Your champion and reserve champion are percentage show coming out of Division 1. Congratulations, your champion was exhibited by Jenna Smith, reserve champion exhibited by local Matt. Congratulations, those exhibitors. At this time, we started with your Purebred back over to the Angus ring. Results. Results of the first class after junior division, first class America Gas. First place is going to be I wouldn't even make it to 16. Second place will be Nate for Thomasville, Indiana. Third place, Joe Thompson, Forest, Oklahoma. Fourth place, Steve Wilson, Texas. Fifth place, Cattlemen,
Well, I can tell you the numbers right here.
This
Scouts. That's the last choice I'll have. I mean, like, the only beer I'll drink is like
Now
Miller.
entering
I do like
class
that.
seven.
It's almost like water.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I can handle that.
I'll drink that, but there's still beer taste in it, and I hate it. But I'll drink that, and then.
Folks, we've rolled into the purebred portion of the black Hereford. It's a single entry out here, and this one has the wow factor to be looking for when you get
Don't
this.
have
This is
caffeine or sugar. So they're like,
Get your arms out here, just
and I drink those, but I don't drink the Monster Energy. So like it doesn't, because I've like never been like hooked on
not
Monster
disappointed
Energy.
with the behind
So
the
like I can drink the other versions because it won't ruin it.
where this one can use a little
But
help.
those are my
It's
go-to
just not
things.
flexible.
So there's no reason.
I know
They're like literally amazing. Like I drank those also, and I was like didn't gain any weight. Like I was just like, these are my drink.
Congratulations for Purebred. Your Heifer Joe plays class 2 and division champion going to Sandy Neff with CA Empress 903D. We're now going to bring in class 8. This will be your division 3.
I'll just leave it like this.
Okay.
Over here on the Rockford side, Rory brings a really nice cow out here. This is a functional kind of female. Some of the bells and whistles here, but it's just a really good kind of cow. She's sound, she's good, she's beaten up, passing up, tossing to her. Gets her up there for the head on the profile. She gives you a really good look. It's pretty hard to touch a hole in this one. Just a really nice cow. Certainly a young man has worked hard here with this effort, and he's hustling today. Her second hole just gives up too much. She's just not a feather there.
We went to the beach one day, so we have a lake in Alvarado, and we have like a little like surf or whatever you can go in. So we went out to the beach, like I have a like pass or whatever for my truck to go out there. And so we go out there, and we like take some drinks out there. I'm not
Well, congratulations over in the Purebred Black Hereford show. Results out of Division 3, your champion exhibited by Rory Bimmy with SKL and Stephanie 2201K. And reserve champion will go to Lake and Troop with DLF Miss Veda Lee 20C 7B.
Now, again, I'm like white as fuck, so like I burn easily. Oh my gosh.
It'd be them. I was like, we haven't been talking about dating guys or getting yours pierced.
I'll call them.
Yeah, I think it's them.
It must not be us then,
No.
because they told us it was us.
Yeah, and she came in like,
Here we go on the black Heifer side. This is a good one, buddy. Nice.
So powerful. One that's just right everywhere. Just the muscle is one that you tied into a really attractive package like she has. She's starting to get just a little bit needing a little bit of that. She just has a little more chest in there and starting to get some of that. I think there's some more hair come off that crest as well. But that's a good effort. A little extra addition to wow factor in the last year. So nicely done, man.
Right, yes.
Thank you.
Well, congratulations on my division of your junior Purebred Black Hereford show. Congratulations to the Angus
I did just drop it. We haven't been talking about pierced ears or anything. You've been changing the classes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, right. Until,
Is this the grand champion purebred?
yeah, and then we'll have Supreme.
See, like, I don't think it's gotta be. Because that's the music.
Zip. I'm fucking right now.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm. And those bars are really to because I read a text message and it was like, dating guys, pierce ears or something.
Well, as we go out here, Perry, selection champions reserved for you on the Purebred Black Hereford side. Three really good individuals here. Let's talk about this gap.
We talked about the look that you get from the side. Really neat in terms of her neck, her shoulder. Just an attractive look. Lots of belly in that one. Lots of power and muscle.
I'm gonna go get one for
Like I said, in class, this is one that
One that
can
just a little bit better in terms of having some flexibility and some softness with those rear casters. But a really nice female, good looking one for sure.
Rory's
Rory's
out
out
here.
here.
We talked about this one being pretty fall free. Not tons of bells and whistles here, but just a sound kind of a female that has enough muscle, has enough body and femininity about her. Good looking when he gets her stopped and her head up. And the one that round out that last class, we talked about a heifer that just was so powerful and so good looking. Yes, she has a little bit of condition. Yes, she has a little bit of chest in her. But boy, that's tough to manage on a heifer when you get them to this stage of their life. But three really nice individuals, and I'll go get you a champion of reserve.
Well, congratulations, your grand champion, Purebred Black Hereford here at the Junior Show at the Cattlemen's Congress. exhibited by Landon Ellison, with BCC 711 Satisfied G192. And a big congratulations, the reserve champion purebred coming out of our first division. Congratulations goes to Sammy Neff with CA Empress 903D.
Well, folks, over here on the Black Hereford side, as we go to pick a Supreme Champion female, before we get into the cattle, I've said it once this week in another ring, but I think it'd be appropriate to just recognize that there's a lot of heavy hearts in this building this week. And gosh, 10 days ago, I certainly wouldn't have thought that I'd be talking about Gerald Callahan in this lineup. But folks, this was a titan in our industry. He was a mentor to so many of us. He'd certainly want this crowd to recognize the work that the OYE staff and the Congress staff has done this week, pulling off an incredible event. And he'd want you to power through, folks, and he would expect nothing but greatness from each of you. So let's make sure we continue to have a tremendous event here this week at Congress, and I guarantee he will not be forgotten, and his legacy will live on with all the folks that he's influenced over the years. You don't have to be in the beef business more than about 5 minutes to have been influenced by Gerald Callahan in some way or another. So I just want to recognize that here today, and let's get in and talk about these cattle. This has been fun. I can tell you before, when I was asked to do this, somebody said, well, Brad, what do you know about Black Herefords? And I said, well, I know quite a bit because I really cuss when the Angus bull gets in with my Hereford cows and I make one of these things. But after seeing how good these cattle are, we might just selectively leave the gate open once in a while, because there's some tremendous cattle out here, folks, that I think really need your attention. And if you're over there on the other side looking at across the ring, just take a look at how good these things are. Just a tremendous set of cattle. I'm excited to go out here and select a Supreme Champion for you today. I really want to thank the Congress staff for having me. Ernie, thanks for calling and the opportunity to do this today. It's been a tremendous group of juniors, and it's my pleasure to go slap your champion.
Congratulations to those guys over there, and it's nice to sort next to you guys over there as well. And apologize for taking just a little more time, but you get a class this size, this quality, and really this different in kinds and types, you're going to take some time to break it down and then just keep sorting through these cattle. And I'm not going to say each one of them just line up to exactly the same type and kind and in progression as they go. I just want to rank the quality that I see up here. in the way I prioritize them and kind of put them into place. And I think with these top 2, 3, even down 4 and 5 in this group all the way through is really, really good. I like the quality in these 2 the best, and obviously that's why they're standing up here. For me, I think just the look and the design and the freshness of the young man's heifer that's going to lead off. I like this one's balance, especially on the stand. Just a little neater about how her head and her neck and her chest is assembled on her skeleton. Still good about her body and still really good about her hip and her hind leg. I think this one's structural and her lines are still very, very good. A heifer that's a little more deceiving. You get off this one and she doesn't look as powerful and opened up as a few in the class, and then you get right on top of her, and this one is truly opened up and wide about her skeleton. She's big and opened about her hip. I really like the turn and the 3/4 angle to that one. The shape and the expression to her lower rib is really, really nice, and then still be that attractive and that high tying and pretty up through the front third. Still has so much cow-like look and body from their back. I think that one just puts the most unique things together. I think there's some trade-offs even here in 2 and 3, as much as we even had in 1 and 2. I like the basic build, the basic features of this young man's calf. This one just has cow written all over, and she's not as eccentric and neat sculpted as that one that wins the class, and by no means does that make her plain or not attractive, because she still ties and flows extremely, extremely nice together. I love this one's build and overall basic fundamentals from the ground up. Bold about her cavity and just so extremely cowy in her overall look. She just doesn't have that higher tying or assertiveness at the heifer that wins the class, but that's no means saying this one won't outproduce that one in front of her. I like both those heifers a great deal. I have a strong liking even for this lighter colored one here coming in third. This one's kind of an anomaly to me in terms where I can wrap my brain around, does she have enough with carrying a little bit more chest, with carrying a little bit more condition, because I love this thing's that hind leg. I love this one's foot design. I think this one from the surface up is so comfortable, so flexible. When you get right on top of her, you'd like to maybe just pull her apart a notch more, and with carrying a little bit extra chest, a little extra brisket, you wonder where does she depository all that stuff, and just how much true cow when you melt some of that down is underneath her, because her silhouette, her design is truly, truly good. I think that one's build is awfully, awfully nice, and when she's parked, it looks so good from the side. You just wonder how much, if there's enough compared to those 2 heifers above her. The one coming next, I think one that just gets a little uncoordinated the way she's hinged off all 4 corners. I like to see her be a little bit more attractive the way she goes out of her hip down into her hind leg. I think one that just in the terms of how her shoulders built and the angulation up front holds the advantage of the heifer coming next. This one, 4 rib back, I think is way in contention of this class. She came in the ring and you just see this one get out and go with all that body, all that hip, all that spread. You really appreciate her. I think she's a little more vertical up through the front third. I like to tone her down in terms of her condition just a notch more, and I think that would help her out of her front end just a bit. Heifer coming next, in terms of her length and her look, I thought this heifer on the stand was awesome. You know, in terms of just her balance, her presentation was very, very good. You get that one in the motion, she just gets a little quick in her step, a little forward up in her knee, but I still think on the stand, that one's look of quality, look of design is so, so good. Young lady, this heifer is presented and fitted to the nines. And on the stand, you say this is your class winner right here, because I think her balance, her symmetry is so good. Her condition ties into her really, really well. So bold about her body and very, very tidy about everything that's tied together. For me, I just need to see her get out and go a notch freer. I make her a little bit more comfortable as she hits the surface, because that one on the stand is lights out. A really complete, fault-free one coming next. Not quite the extras to get up there and run with some of those others, but fresh, really neat design. Still one that can get out and take an athletic step. Just need to see a little bit more of her. Young man's dark red heifer coming next. Little plainer, little coarser about the front third of her skeleton and her head and her neck. Little rounder in overall design, but looseness of skeleton, looseness of design is really, really good. Quality female right there. Just shows the quality all the way through this class. A bold powerhouse coming next. Young lady, I just need to see her a little freer as she gets off of all 4 corners, because that one on the stand, you gave me a lights out look earlier. It was hard to want to put her down there. This class was just challenging in all the good cattle that we had out here. Another bold, powerful one. I need to see just a shot free. She goes, and then the young man's heifer that's going to round out the class. Attractive, assertive kind of a female, just shallows up in her body type comparably. That thing was deep, that thing was awesome. Folks ringside, let's commend all those young people for bringing a good set.
Well, congratulations back in the Black Hereford ring. Your supreme champion went to the F1 female. A big congratulations will go to Ben Eddy. of Lone Grove, Oklahoma, with CBD Miss Fergie E.T. Now currently in Ring 2, we're starting our showmanship for our junior black Hereford exhibitors. Your senior division is in the ring. Back over to Ring 1, results out of that last Red Angus class. Congratulations in Class 7. First place went to Andrew Meyer, Clinton, Tennessee, with 3 aces, Fiona, 90-42. Second place, and congratulations, Chisholm Bedwell, Holt, Missouri, with TC Ellie, 129K. Third place exhibited by Truett Tolar, Perkins, Oklahoma. Fourth place was exhibited by Alexis Wright. Fifth place, and congratulations will go to Avery McMurphy of Alva, Oklahoma. Sixth place went to Zachary Griffith, Marietta, Oklahoma. Seventh place exhibited by Leela Sims. Eighth place went to Veronica Lentz. Ninth place exhibited by Camden Flippo. 10th place exhibited by Letty Banahan. 11th place Zachary Griffith. And 12th place Cameron Eisen. Now in the ring, our judge is going to select his champion reserve in your fall heifer calf division.
Why they sort them over there on the other side. We'll quickly get through showmanship here on the with the senior division, and I think it's cool this breed's doing showmanship here at Congress. A lot of the breeds just don't have time to fit it in, and what an opportunity for these young people to come out here and have a chance to win showmanship at Cattlemen's Congress. We take showmanship pretty serious at our house, and my daughter's over there leaning on the rail somewhere, and she's a national champion herself in showmanship, and so we are big time into paying attention to showmanship at our family, and these 4 young ladies have it going on. I mean, they've got these cattle stuck, they've got them in position. I've had the opportunity to watch them here throughout the day, and whether they know it or not, it's been showmanship all day. So appreciate you ladies coming out here and let me have the opportunity to choose one champion, and I'll do that.
We'll keep it moving on this division over here, and only 4 head out here, but I don't know if that truly represents the quality that was in this division. Both these classes all the way through and down the line was exceptional to see, and I just talked to those guys and I said, you know, you can go to a lot of breeds and you would not see that depth of quality all the way down through in this fall division, and I'd challenge a lot of the other breeds to have that good of a set. So it's been an awesome division to sort. I'm not going to break these 4 down. I think there was a group that just kind of stick to my mind real well out here. Folks ringside, let's congratulate these young people. We'll go get you a champion in reserve.
And congratulations in your fall heifer calf division. Your champion will go to Andrew Meyer, Clinton, Tennessee. Reserve champion will go to Chisholm Bedwell, Holt, Missouri. Your next class here in the Red Angus ring will be Class 8. These are late summer yearling heifers. And over in the black Hereford ring, we'd like to congratulate your champion senior showman going to Sammy Neff. Now in the ring will be your intermediate division.
just two head to kick off our summer class here. And both these females, I think, and especially on the stand, read with quality, read with the goods that they need, maternal and the body and the hip and the design. And then for them out here, and just for my guy, my kind, the young lady's going to lead off, just in terms of her structure and her kind, just a little bit more athleticism out here. I like the reach and the comfort that she sets down to a higher degree than that 1 and 2. And that's taking nothing away, because this female here in 2 is still very, very good on the stand, still blends and transitions extremely nice. I just like the looks of both of these heifers. I just think we got one just a notch more athletic, but a nice pair there to kick off this division. Congratulations to both of you.
Well, congratulations in Class A late summer yearling heifers in the red Angus ring. First place will go to Reese McMurphy of Alva, Oklahoma with MF Lexi 273. And second place in congratulations will go to Kaylee Shing of Watonga, Oklahoma. We're now going to bring in Class 9. These are summer yearling heifers.
Well, we dropped an age group here as we evaluate the intermediates in showmanship, but we certainly did not drop any ability. These guys have got it going on out here. I mean, there's intensity. I mean, I love the look when there's that combination of intensity and professionalism, a little eye of the tiger in there, and these four all have it. The will to win and the desire to come out here and do well, and they're all hustling. And I can tell you, only one's going to be a champion today, and that'll be a moment you should never forget, winning showmanship at the Cattlemen's Congress. So congratulations to all four of you. I've been asked to pick one, and I'll do it.
Well, congratulations back in the Black Hereford ring in your intermediate division. Your champion was Ben Eddy. Now in the rings, your final class of showmen. These are junior showmen.
As we wrap up over here on the Black Hereford side, I think this would be a good opportunity for y'all in the stands just to recognize the hard work these juniors have done all day, and with a big round of applause. Again, we talked, not every breed has the opportunity to do showmanship, and my compliments to this association, these breeders, for just giving these kids a little more ring time and another opportunity to stand out here in this amazing arena at the Cattlemen's Congress. It ought to be something they never forget. And I'll tell you what, it's so subjective here in showmanship, but we've been watching these kids all day, and I think there's a clear winner for me in my mind, and we just really come out here and find the most fall-free individual that has the ability to get those cattle stuck and give us a good look. Ladies and gentlemen, we know it costs a lot of money to go up and down the road with these cattle and these kids, but I guarantee you it's worth it. These kids are going to be running ranches, they're going to be running companies, more importantly, they're going to vote. And we need to keep these young people in this industry and pushed into other industries as well, because we need these folks in our country. And wow, I'm sure proud of these young kids out here and the work they've done. So with that, I'll pick you your champion junior showman.
Well, congratulations in our junior division. Your champion showman went to Eden Bolt. Again, congratulations to all of our junior Black Hereford exhibitors. Special thank you to our judge this afternoon, Mr. Brad Gore. We are going to get started with your open Black Hereford show momentarily with Dr. Blake Bloomberg.
Another good class over here, and a lot like that fall class. I think the quality in here can run pretty deep, and just the stock that we got out here, and the differences in them. But for me, the young lady's heifer is going to lead off in terms of just the structure and the feature underneath this one, in terms of how she plants and goes off as she gets out and goes. I think does so the most ideal to me out here, and then still on the top side of it, I think just pulls everything together. She balances up. Her condition is really good. She's attractive. She's ladylike, yet still opened up. But I think it's the foot size, the feature, the mobility, just the way this one gets out and goes. I think she handles it the most comfortably, the most attractive off her rear two. She's setting down out of her shoulder into her knee as nice as any out here as well, and then still has the quality tools and pieces on the top side of the skeleton to just really grab you in. I like the dark red one here, especially on the stand. And then I'm not saying, hey, she didn't win the class because she's not sound. She's very soft structured. She's very flexible. Sometimes she actually gets underneath herself a little more than that one. I like to maybe just the way she assembled and it gets out of her hip and her hock to the surface just a little bit more attractively, but it's still very functional. It's still very soft as she gets out and goes. I think she holds an advantage of how she can carry out of her front end. Her balance and her build is so good. I might trim her up just a notch, and I think that would help her kind of get everything in motion, but I still think she balances up extremely well. Chest lays in her nice. Midrib is extremely good. Highly presented. I think a very high quality one. I love the length, the look, and the design of this one, especially right here on this stand. I think that's where she really kind of grabs your attention. To be that long-sided, that long-bodied, that big-hipped, still very attractive in how her leg is built onto her cavity. I just like to maybe see her get another gear when she goes out. Not so much as how far she reaches, just kind of want to get out and go a little more authority as she hits off of all four, because right there on the sand, so trim, so long, so unique in terms of compiling all those fun things together. We just need to see a little bit more out of her as you ask her to go. A lot can be said for this one here coming next too. I think one that's just so unique and trim, the way she pieces all together, especially on the stand. For me, where it kind of falls out of place here is how she's assembled up through that shoulder, likes to roll out of her knee and just kind of push off of the front two as she gets out and goes, but still very athletic, very comfortable off her rear two. Love the trimness, love the attractiveness, boldness of body is extremely good as well. Another long-sided one coming next for this young lady. She closes up. I like the way she gets out and reaches, very fresh in her kind. Maybe just doesn't have the overwhelming body shape that some of them does, but that kind of goes with her length. She just likes to close up and taper in. I like to make her a little wider as she gets away from you at the base, but still a really nice one there. Bold one coming next, a little heavy in her condition for me, and I think that's pushing over her shoulder, over her blade right there. She likes to rotate out of that front third just a notch more than we need her to. Still very comfortable, very flexible. I like the cowiness in her. A bold one that's extremely cowy right here, just a little too opened up through the front third of her skeleton. I like to just maybe close her up a little bit, clean her up in her underline just a notch more in terms of how she's assembled and her condition. A really fresh one coming next, so sound, so youthful. For us out here today, I just like to see a little bit more cow in her compared to those ones above her. I love the added attractiveness and the added flexibility. I like to just expand her all the way from nose to tail. A nice one here for the young man. I like her on the stand. I like, again, just maybe like to get her out and go, which is a notch more authority, especially off those rear two. And the heifer that's going to close out the class. Love her body shape, love her design. Just a little carrying a little too much condition, a little too upright and vertical and steep off the front shoulders there. But I think in terms of just having some rear pasture and some flex there, you got to appreciate that about her. A nice class in that summer division.
Well, congratulations in Class 9 Summer Yearling Heifers. First place exhibited by Alexis Wright with LCC Rosita 026. Second place was exhibited by Lauren Walter of Evanston, Illinois with FCFR Roxy 246. Third place will go to Helen Orr of Davenport, Oklahoma. Fourth place was exhibited by Kaylee Sheen of Watonga, Oklahoma. Fifth place went to Danica Lowry of El Dorado Springs, Missouri. Sixth place and congratulations go to Olivia Naylor of Connorsville, Indiana. Seventh place was exhibited by Zachary Griffith of Marietta, Oklahoma. Eighth place will go to Carly McCracken. Ninth place, Benjamin Edwards. And 10th place, Cooper McSparren. Now in the ring, we'll bring in those first and seconds, and our judge will select his champion reserve here in your intermediate division.
Again, just 2 classes over here in this division, but again, like we said all day, not to be a broken record, but just really pleased with the cattle we get to put back out here to represent each age group in this breed, and just a testament to the quality that you guys are building on and just producing. It's second none to see. I think it's been awesome so far, sorting through it, and look forward to what we got rest. But I think we had that pair out of that first class, just 2 of them in there, and I thought we had an awesome class winner to represent out here in this division. Her symmetry, her balance, just the way her flow is really, really good. I love her condition out here. Extremely functional, the way she handles her hip and her hind leg. One that still dresses up like a lady and still has some class about her and just ties a lot of good things together. That next class, we just talked, in terms of just foot size and mobility and how we like them at the surface. That one checks a lot of boxes as well. A little more opened up in terms of her body shape, big hip, still really nice in her design and presentation out here, and we had a really nice second in that class. I think there's some draw up in how you want to go for reserve. I think there's one that suits me ideally for champion. Let's give them a nice round of applause, and we'll show to you that champion in reserve in this division.
Well, congratulations in the intermediate division. Your champion goes to Alexis Wright, coming out of Class 9 with LCC Rosita 026. And congratulations, reserve in that division, coming out of Class 8, Reese McMurphy, Alva, Oklahoma, with MF Lexi 273. We're now going to bring in Class 10. These will be April's Spring Yearling Heifers. Attention to all of our junior Red Angus exhibitors. We have a list thus far of the bred knowns that we will need back for the drive after our initial Supreme Drive. So once we do our Supreme Drive, we're going to do a bred known Supreme Drive. At this time, the ones that will need to come back out of Class 1B, we'll be looking for Camden Walter, Class 2A, Kaylee Bragg, and Zachary Griffith. Class 2B, 2 entries from Caden Smith. Class 3A, Colin Walter and Luke Pladson. 3B, Dason DeLozier and Legacy Murphy. 4A, Dave DeLozier and Madeline Etherington. Class 4B, Casey Holton and Tucker Byer. Class 5B, Addison Vowell and Truett Tolar. Class 7, Andrew Meyer and Truett Tolar. Class 8, Reese McMurphy and Kaylee Sheeing. Again, if you heard your name called, we need you to come back for the Bred Known Drive after our first grand drive with all of our entries here in our Junior Red Angus show.
We get back over here on the red side, and boy, one that's going to lead off has got some enamoring pieces, and just especially this one, 4 rib back, I think is really, really good livestock, and that's not saying she's bad up to the front third. I think her shoulder push is just a notch forward, but boy, when she gets it all put there in place, this is one cowy, flexible one that can give you such a neat look. I love this thing's head and the way it attaches on her skeleton. It flows in there. She's not just wild or crazy necked. Everything just kind of flows together and balances back really, really nice. And then with that mobility and that softness of structure and softness of kind, this one's got some punch and power, one that can generate some fun stuff. Starting to make a nice bag there in production. I just think that one's a unique female that can get out and roll and still just look like a cow and a female. I like that one quite a bit right there. 2 and 3, I think we got some differences. A really highly presented one here in 2, and on the stand, everything kind of levels and lines out. Maybe just gets a little higher in her spine as she gets out and goes, gets a little tighter as she goes, and pinches there in her loin just a notch, but in terms of still some flexibility in body shape and design, that one's still awfully nice and awfully intriguing. I'd like to maybe just free her up and loosen her up in her overall skeleton just a notch on the top side, but I still think that one's high quality. This one here in 3, a little leaner version of what we've seen, but I appreciate that about her. A little bolder and a little more opened up how her shoulder lays in on her, but that thing's ultra flexible, ultra attractive as she gets out and goes, and like her lines and her design is so good. Young man gets her parked. She gives you such a neat look of silhouette and from the side, and then I just love that thing's structure and her build from the surface up. That one's added flexibility go a long way, and will always be relevant because of that. This young man right here is getting every ounce out of this heifer and does an incredible job. I said, hey, you can come show for Schaefer Show Cattle any day. This man gets it put together, and I asked him if his hand was getting tired. He said, no, not at all. So he's just going to keep rocking and rolling. This one's attractive. She's sharp. She's perfect conditioned. She just does not have as much shape and lower body as a few heifers above her. She's not as big as some of those cattle, and that's all right. I like her moderation. She just needs a little more opened up, a little bit more shape to her lower turn of her rib, but added flexibility. She's sound. She's functional. She's attractive. She's fed perfect, and the young man does an absolute awesome job getting her stuck out here. A powerhouse female coming next, and with that, just a little more restrictive in terms of her movement, but boy, on the stand, this young lady does a really nice job with this one as well. A really neat look from the side of just in terms of maternal power. I like to see her just have a little more flex and give off that hock into the ground. Other than that, that's still a really high quality class. Just shows the depth of this division and this class. We got one coming next, maybe just a little more vertical from end to end, a little plainer in the way she's assembled, but her lines, her look, and her design is really neat. I think you could add a lot to this one on down the road in terms of productivity. Young man's coming around the corner with one. In terms of just freshness, she is that, and that is maybe is her negative out here. Just gives up in terms of a little bit more cow power out here. But young man, her look, her design, I think that one's still going to be an awfully nice cow for these guys. A great group right there to start that division. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations in Class 10 April Spring Yearlings. First place go to Cooper Dorn of Henning, Minnesota. Second place and congratulations went to Shayla Sankic of Magnolia, Ohio. Third place exhibited by Colton Reed, Stillwater, Oklahoma. Fourth place went to Collie Parton. Fifth place and congratulations, Mara Turner. Sixth place exhibited by Dade Delosier. And seventh place to go to Austin Ramsey. Now in the ring will be Class 11. These are March Spring Yearling heifers. This will be your final class in this division.
a fun class over here to sort through, and some fun cattle all the way through in terms of just some unique kinds, some quality builds or some exotic pieces, and then just assembling them all together to get maybe the more ideal one. And that's what we got right here in our class winner. I think this one kind of jumped to the start of this class the minute she hit the ring, and probably just kind of ran away with it the whole time for me out here, quite honestly. I think one other one in terms of not maybe being anywhere outside the box, but everything just fits all the boxes, would be this one right here in terms of this class. How she just kind of ties it all together. I like this one, how she transitioned. It is really, really unique to see one that's still opened up, still cowy, to still look that attractive, and the way she can tie it together. Just like the proportions of this female, and I take her to the ground, and you probably heard me say all day, but I like this one's foot size, I like this one's foot shape, and I like this one's build quite a bit. I like her condition as well out here. Young lady, you do a really nice job with a high quality female right there to lead this class off. I think you can trade off some cattle here in 2, 3, and 4, and all 3 of these got some unique pieces and they're different varieties. This one's underline does not balance up as neat as a few cattle on either side of her, but I think for this one's length, this one's look, and this one's design, she's the most flexible off of all 4 corners for me out here, and I sure appreciate that about her. You get around her, she's still got some punch and some power, and opened up in her hip. It's still ladylike up to the front third of her skeleton. Just a soft sound one that maybe just is not as balanced like we said from the chest to flank, but in terms of still having plenty, it's right there. This one right here on the stand, man, she gets me fired up. I think this one's look and design is so cool. Such a teardrop shape to her belly, so maternal in that regard. Love this one's length of hip, really attractive hind leg, and then when she can just sit there on her silhouette from the side, boy, she's so long and elegant up through that front third. For me, it's just when she gets into motion, she wants to open up and roll outside on the front two, and then kind of roll on the back two as well. If I could see her just kind of going square and true as she gets around the ring, you could make a case for that one to be up a little higher, or dang sure fighting for the class win. The one that joined us in there on the run, and I think this one represents quality all the way through. A little more vertical up to the front third of her skeleton and in her angle to her shoulder than I'd like to see. I think this thing's got some awesome pieces. So unique and eccentric up to the front third, awesome bodied, maybe not as dense and bold as some of those cattle we've had above her, but this one's balance is so good. I think you could change some things about her there, like I said, in her skeleton, but her pieces are awfully intriguing. I love the boldness and the power of this one coming next. She just gets a little choppy and restricted as she gets out and goes, because right there on the stand, that's high quality show cattle. Just needs to get out and be a little more flexible as she gets around the ring. This one's very powerful. I think the body and the shape in this one's awfully good. Huge footed, a little denser in her bone work, and we sure appreciate that in her. I think one that can raise and generate some cattle. I like to just change and make some of her design a little bit more comfortable in her skeleton. I like the length and the design of this one. She's just getting a little tight in her spine and a little more restricted off those rear two, a little high in her tail head. This thing's body shape, utter quality, and everything right in that regard is so very good. I think that one's just getting a little tighter out here in her development as a show heifer. And the heifer rounding out the class, I like this one quite a bit on the stand. Young lady, you just ran into a couple of really good cattle. I like to see her just get out and go a notch better, because she's got a lot of good pieces to her. Awesome class winner, great class. Congratulations to all those exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in Class 11, your March Spring Yearling class. First place exhibited by Cambry Murray of Lebanon, Oregon, with HH Miss CV 2106. Second place exhibited by Taylor Elmore with TLBT Cowgirls Don't Cry. Third place was exhibited by Hunter Jones of Moundville, Missouri. Fourth place in that class exhibited by Jackson Bragg, Salado, Texas. Fifth place went to Caitlin Skiles, Council Hill, Oklahoma. Sixth place exhibited by Paige Wood of Big Cabin, Oklahoma. Seventh place went to Kyler Plug, and eighth place to Lydia Brown. Now in ring one, we're going to bring in those first and seconds. Our judge will select a champion reserve in your senior intermediate division.
Well, we haven't let off the gas, and the bigs have been just as good as the babies in there, and it's nice to see these cattle mature and start hitting this stage. We're not getting too far from when we need to put these things in production and where it really, really matters. But right now, as show cattle and the fundamental pieces that they bring out here with some of the fun pieces, it's awesome to see how we can combine those two things and make a lot of, incredible cattle to sort through. We had that first class, and that class winner, that thing from the blade back really intrigues me, and just how formidable she is and powerful she is at the surface, how flexible she is. And we talked, maybe her shoulder angle is just set on her body cavity about an inch forward there, but still lays into it really, really nice. And I'm just intrigued by that one's head and neck and how it just kind of flows to her. But then same can be said as that class winner out of that next class just kind of came through there. Still that same kind of seamstress design, very elegant in the way she ties everything together. I like that one's boldness. I like that one's design. Folks, let's congratulate her. Second class winner will be your division champion. We'll take another look and get you reserved. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations, senior intermediate champion. We'll go to Cambry Murray of Lebanon, Oregon with HH Miss CV 2106. Back in the Black Hereford ring, we're about ready to get started with your open Black Hereford show. First class in will be your cow-calf division. And congratulations, reserving that division will go to Cooper Dorn of Henning, Minnesota with BJF Flow 215. At this time, we're going to bring in Class 12. These will be February junior yearlings.
As we work through these open black Herefords here, just a single entry cow-calf pair, but a nice way to start off our show. Got a 4-year-old cow and a young calf at side. Certainly some quality in the cow, has some extension and some femininity and some attractiveness to her. Done a good job with this coupon at her side. That's got some quality as well. Cows, looks like she's staying nice in her udder. Maybe her teats are a little longer, what you might prefer, but it doesn't look like it's bothering that calf too bad. So a good way to start off, a very feminine, nice design cow and a good little heifer calf at her side. Nice way here, single entry in the cow-calf pair show to start off our open Black Hereford show.
Congratulations, your champion Black Hereford cow-calf pair will go to Smith Black Herefords of Newton, Iowa. We'll now begin your F1 female show. First class in the ring will be your first division.
And we kick off this division over here on the Red Angus side in a nice way again. And a pair up here of a little more attractive females with just a little bit more flexibility and go. And I think both these cattle can draw up and give you that nice look from the side. I like their foot size of both these females. And I think the darker red one that we're going to lead off with just kind of ties it together in a little neater package. I think she's assembled a little bit more better in terms of how her hip lays into her, how her tail head lays into her. I like the flow of this one from just nose to tail. It rolls back all the way through. I think you could open her up just a notch at the surface, but that's getting picky on one that I think's right in the right rig, in the right kind. Really nice from the side and just gives you a really good look on the go as well. Well, this one here in second, I think just follows right in line with my class winner in terms of her length, her design, and just the way she ties everything together. She gives you that same quality look. I like the mobility. I like the flexibility of this one quite a bit. Got a shot more chest than her class winner does, but that's okay. That one's still holding it together relatively well. Her balance is still really nice when she gets her drawed up to the side. I think just a very flexible, usable kind of a female right there. This next pair in 3 and 4, very similar, very cowy in their overall design. Like this one right here on the stand. I like this one. So neat about her head, so neat about her crest and the base of her throat and the way it transitions down. Bold-bodied, starting to put some working clothes together, forming a nice udder there. A little high in her tail head and just sits down a little more uncomfortable off her rear two than a few above her, but that's not saying she's unsound by any means. That's a very productive looking, cowy looking female right there. I think has a lot of quality and utility to her. This one matches her, maybe just not as far as long in calf, and maybe just a little more out of balance in terms of how she lays and goes down into the bottom of her chest compared to that one in front of her. A little steeper, a little more vertical out of the front side of her skeleton, but still a big, powerful one that looks extra broody, extra maternal. I like the power in this one coming next. I just like to see her close up, be a little smoother the way she handles that front third. Gets a little rolly out of that shoulder down into her knee and wants to kind of waddle and track out a little bit. Heifer coming next. Long-sided, long-bodied kind of a one. I like to see her just get out and grab another gear. Awfully nice class winner. Congratulations to all them.
Get into these heifer calves here on the black Hereford side. And a real big-bodied, easy-keeping heifer to lead off. Kind of overwhelms the class and from her mid-rib back into her flank. Really like the cowiness that she has and still adequate when you ask her to get out and go. Just really solid in her makeup and really broody in terms of her design. I like the sharpness of the heifer in second. Heifer that's really attractive up through her front end and really sleek in terms of her look. A little emptier middle kind of a heifer in relation to our class winner. I think this heifer is going to continue on, though. You get her bred and full of calf, going to be one that come back next year. I like the balance and the design. Just need to soften her up a bit in relation to the class winner. Young man does a good job here with this heifer in third, one that's got some strength to her top, some levelness out through her hip. She wants to close up a bit more at the ground, a little narrower all the way through. Didn't see hers having quite as much to her as like the heifer that wins the class, but not quite as sharp as our heifer in second, but good solid female there to land in third. Got a little more immature heifer here to close out the class, one that's got a nice look up front. She too's got some collection when you ask her to get out and go. Just needs a little more substance and dimension to compete with our top three in this particular group.
Well, congratulations in the F1 ring. Results out of your first division. Your champion exhibited by Peters Pulled Herefords. Second reserve, and congratulations go to Skyline Farms. Third place exhibited by McMurray and Ground Zero Farms. And fourth place go to Aubrey Pettit. Now in the ring will be your final class and division here in the F1 female show. Back over the Red Angus ring, results out of your February junior yearling division. First place in that class will go to Cambry Murray of Lebanon, Oregon with MCH Marin 205K. Second place was exhibited by Addison Vowell of Forest, Mississippi. Third place went to Luke Ladden, Harpers Ferry, Iowa. Fourth place exhibited by Jackson Bragg of Salado, Texas. Fifth place will go to Zachary Griffith, Marietta, Oklahoma. And sixth place went to Addison Dugan of Fairland, Oklahoma. Now in the ring is class 13. These are January junior yearlings.
Males here in this, I think both of them have a lot of pressure in terms of her composition. I think to me she moves just with a little more authority off of her front end. Heifer that's really got some rib and some mass to her, balance as well. It's got some symmetry to her line. Good heifer to come in second as well. Deep-bodied heifer, got some power as you get in behind her. A little more separated up through her shoulder. Probably doesn't just get off of her front end quite as nicely as our heifer that leads off the class, but a good pair of females with a lot of quality to them.
Well, congratulations in our final division here in your F1 female show. Champion will go to H&R Ranch, and reserve champion will go to Colin Wilson. We're now going to bring in those division champion reserves, and our judge will select his champion reserve F1 female.
Get out here for the selection of our F1 champion and reserve female. What a quality lineup. We didn't have big numbers here in these couple classes, but I think that certainly some useful cattle as you get them out here. And again, I think the same priorities hold true as what we had earlier in the Gelby show. There's some cattle with certainly some pieces that you can certainly breed around, and I think it's a really good lineup. So got a few of you around here. Let's give them a good round of applause as we get through here. We'll work through them pretty quickly and efficiently here.
I like this one in terms of just total length for us. Still plenty of body and so nice in terms of how her hips laid in her. Such a functional and just very useful kind of a hind leg underneath this one. I really like the foot shape to this heifer as she gets out and kind of goes. Just very athletic, but so fresh, so neat in her overall design. I think just an extremely high quality one right there. I think you can trade 2 and 3 back and forth in your minds. I think both these cattle are good. A little bit of difference in them. I think there's just a little bit more foot and feature and bone work underneath this one. Pushing a little more condition than that 1 and 3, but in terms of just having that added substance, that added flexibility, still really good. And then when she still gets her on the stand right there, she gives you such a high quality look. This one's working closer to her end date, and I think just going to be a really, really nice cow for that young lady with a lot of useful pieces. Very, really nice package right there. I like this one on the stand and the silhouette of this young man's female. She's a little longer headed. She's a little bolder about her shoulder. I think there's just a little bit more punch and opened up about this female, and that's all right because when she gets stopped right there, she still bounces up extremely nice. Very, very good in terms of her body. Extremely nice in terms of her hip and her hind leg. This design over here, you get around her 3/4 view. There's plenty of mass and meat in that one too. Just a really high quality one there, go third. Young man's coming next. I think maybe a little bit more basic in her overall type and kind, and that's okay. That's still a good heifer, still very functional in her design. Maybe just having as much look and presence as a few of those females above her. Just doesn't get as attractive as the way she sets her hind leg into motion as you ask her to go. A unique one here coming next. Really out there in terms of her lines and her look. It just gets outside of her skeleton, especially going off those front two. But I like how chiseled she is up through the front, how bold about her body is. It just needs to flow better a little bit for us out here. This one coming next is bold and powerful young lady. I think it's going to be an awesome, awesome cow. Just a little heavy in condition out here for me today. Just like to clean her up a little bit. Nice class, very, very nice class winner as well. Congratulations to them, guys.
Well, congratulations back over here in the Black Hereford ring. Your grand champion F1 was exhibited by H&R Ranch. Reserve champion was exhibited by Colin Wilson. Back in the red Angus ring, results of Class 13, January Junior Yearlings. First place exhibited by Andrew Meyer, Clinton, Tennessee with AMTC Princess Lena 1K1. Second place exhibited by Clara Smuck of Iowa Falls, Iowa. Third place was exhibited by Lucas Bowling of Sheldon, Missouri. Fourth place, Tolar Perkins, Oklahoma. Fifth place, go to Jackson Bragg of Salado, Texas. And sixth place, exhibited by Matthew Hamill. Now all your firsts and seconds are coming into the ring. We're going to select a champion reserve junior female.
Well, we get to break it down over here in the January-February division, and again, we know smaller classes than we've seen in the babies, but boy, the kids are straight out up here and represented extremely, extremely well. I think it comes down to a pair out here, and taking nothing away from the respective seconds, folks, ringside. You know, it truly comes down to these two class winners for me out here within this division, and I think both these heifers are close in terms of their quality pieces and close in terms of their type and kind, but in still there's some subtle differences. You know, the one circle in the ring right now, just an expansive footed one. I love this one's foot size, her bone work, her angles, everything lies into her extremely, extremely nice. I think she's a little longer hipped, and I really appreciate that about her. I think one, that's smooth about her muscle shape. She's good about her body shape, plenty good. I think it's a wash in terms of body in these cattle. She blends and flows so nice through her shoulder. I think she carries herself just a notch higher out of her blade, but she's probably also a little plainer about how her head's made, where the base of her jowl is, and down into her chest compared to that one in that second spot. But you're trading off some give and takes. I think that one's functionality, that one's overall cow-like look is really, really, really nice. The one that won that second class, I think just in terms of overall build and how that one seamlessly ties together is so unique. And by any means is she bad hipped, short hipped, or any of that, not whatsoever. That thing's hip and hind leg is almost ideal out here. I appreciate that about her. I love that about her. I love her turn to her body. I love the shape to it. I love this thing's condition. I think that thing's fresh, but still ready to rock and roll. There's a ton of cow in that one. And like I just said, I think she's just a notch neater about her head, the base of her throat, and her crest compared to that one in the front of her. I do also think she's just a notch wider as she gets out and goes when you watch these cattle in the motion, but I think it's really, really close between the pair of them. I like these things a great deal. Both these heifers are extremely nice. Everybody ringside, let's give them a nice round of applause. We'll get you a champion reserve in this division.
Well, congratulations, your champion junior female, exhibited by Andrew Meyer of Clinton, Tennessee with AMTC Princess Lana 1K1. And reserve champion will go to Cambry Murray of Lebanon, Oregon with MHC Marin 205K. We're now going to bring in your only senior female. After this division, we will go right into your grand drive here for our Junior Red Angus show. A reminder to all of our bred and own exhibitors, if you were top 2 in your class in bred and own, we need you to make your way to the holding area. We will do a bred and own drive after our first grand drive.
Here in our XX division of the Black Hereford show, a nice set of these females and just these 4, so we'll bring them out here and I'll talk about them quickly. The conservatively marked heifer there is one that we put at the back so she'd lead a little better. That's a very dense made kind of a heifer calf. It's got some rib and some volume to her. One that when she decides to get out and move, I think has some comfort. I think a very high quality heifer. Nice heifer there. They were actually would have been a division but we just brought all four. A real sharp featured heifer here, maybe a little more refined in her bone work, but a nice pattern to that heifer there that would have been in that division with her. Nice female here out of Division 3 or Class 3, one that's got a lot of body and utility and softness to her. Nice construction of her hind leg and some flexibility to her. And then the big heifer, one you really like the freshness of composition she comes to us in, one that's got some length of side, some extension to her. Might want to settle her in her top when you set her in motion. She may be just a little stiffer in terms of her movement, but still a high quality female. Just these four out here to choose from. I think all four of them have some good in them. Appreciate them bringing them to us. I'll get you a champion in reserve. Good job to these exhibitors.
Well, just a single entry to wrap up our divisions here in the Red Angus show, and the young man's brought us a high-quality October senior yearling female. He said it's his first time here at the Cattlemen's Congress, and he's dang sure going to come back next year, and I hope he does, because he's brought us a really nice heifer. He's done a great job with her. I like her condition for this stage of the game. We like to maybe see her just a little further along in calf for this stage of maturity, but in terms of quality pieces, young man, you got one that has it. She's eccentric in her look. She's good about her body. Another one that has a really nice hip and hind leg underneath her. I think one you could maybe just set her down on her spine just a little bit in motion, but in terms of just quality pieces, that one sure represents quality and what this breed's about. So let's show him a nice congratulations for a single division out here, and we'll get ready for your champion drive.
Well, congratulations in that final division here in your junior Red Angus show. Your senior champion female exhibited by Caden Feck of Sulphur Springs, Texas, with TWG looking good J162. We're going to take a minute in the Red Angus ring to get gathered up in the holding area, and we're going to start your grand drive here in just a moment.
Nice pair of heifer calves here to start into our percentage show. I think both of them have some good in them. Heifer up in the front is going to lead off the class. There's just a little more to her, terms of power and spread. She's real bulky bodied heifer. Got a nice look to her from the side. She just the other one will kind of fit inside of her. I think there's a little extra performance in this heifer. A very quality female there to lead off the class. This gentleman's heifer is a nice female from a structure standpoint. Got some femininity up through her front end. Probably not quite as much to her as our heifer that ends up winning the class, but still, I think a female that's got some good in her. I think she's going to continue to develop and mature for him and going to be a nice kind of a prospect.
Well, congratulations back in the black Hereford ring. Your champion in the HX division went to back number 232, exhibited by Maya Padilla. And reserve champion and congratulations went to Colin Wilson. Over here in ring 2, your black Hereford show, we've begun your percentage division. In class 1, first place went to C2's Purple Legacy, exhibited by Chloe Mack. And second place, and congratulations, went to DK Ranch of Derby, Kansas. We're now going to bring in class 2 here at your percentage black Hereford show. Well, ladies and gentlemen, at this time, we're going to bring in all of your division champion and reserves here in our Junior Red Angus ring. For those of you here in the Jim Norick Arena, let's put our hands together for all of the Junior Red Angus exhibitors today at the Cattlemen's Congress.
Another good class of these percentage females here, and a nice heifer to lead off with. One that's got a really good look to her from the profile, got some power, some dimension, a big hind leg underneath this heifer, gets out and walks with some in comfort and travels with some ease. That's a nice female here to lead off the class. Big-bodied, easy-keeping heifer to come in second. Doesn't have quite that look we find in our heifer that leads off the class up through her front end, but I like the durability, the softness, the center that she's got. Very cowy in terms of her design. Nice maid heifer to come in third, just not as much of her as our top two cattle. She gets out and moves well, got a good foot underneath of her. A heifer that gets a little duller up through her front end. A little more extension here in the next heifer, just runs out of bone. A little smaller footed heifer as well. Didn't read her being quite as nice in her hip construction, but a big growthy heifer that's got some length and side to her. Got a part mini here, I assume. Young man's doing a great job. Heifer's very powerful, very stout, very well presented. He's going to be a hammer someday on the stick. He does a really, really good job. His heifer's maybe just a little rounder in terms of her muscle pattern for me. Then the young man's heifer here that closed the class has some flatness of shoulder and some refinement and femininity to her. We just need to power her up all the way through.
Well, if we can have everyone's attention in the Jim Norick Arena, if you see our intern at the end gate to the Black Hereford raising her hands, we need a veterinarian down at the end. If there's a vet here in Jim Norick Arena, please go see Allie at the end gate.
We'll over here on the Red Angus side, and the day has come to that time where all the pressure really kind of sets in, and it kind of concluded this show, and we get all these division and reserves back out here, and just a lot goes through my mind, I guess, in terms of making sure you get it right, and doing what you want to do, and also enjoying the incredible youth that this breed has, and the incredible youth that this whole industry has. And let these young people showcase their talents and showcase their abilities and push them and strive to make them better, to go on and do great things. First and foremost, and I try not to take too much time, I don't get a lot of these opportunities, so for everybody ringside and everybody that gave me this opportunity or has helped me along, it means the utmost to me from the bottom of my heart. It's quite the honor for this guy to step out on this side of the ring and get to share my opinion with you guys as breeders and talented cattlemen and cattlewomen around here. This is something I'll truly cherish and remember for a long, long time. I never thought that this opportunity would come, so young people, first and foremost, don't ever think something's not achievable. Bucket list events will always happen, and good things will happen. You surround yourself with good people, so thank you very much. Be remiss if I didn't thank Miss Erin Dorsey and everybody from the Cattlemen's Congress for allowing me, inviting me, and asking me to do something so cool and working with a breed of cattle that are so truly good that can provide cattle like this. So thank you guys for this opportunity. Again, it means a lot to me. Thanks for my wife in the stands. My kids probably terrorizing somebody's stalls right now for always supporting me through this. I couldn't do it without you, honey. I love you. I appreciate everybody on my crew that's working our stock right now and allows me to take the time to come out here. So thank you very, very much. On a short note, I would be remiss, and I know Blake alluded to it earlier, and it's an honor to be able to sort next to one of my good friends, Mr. Blake Bloomberg. You know, in the passing of some great cattlemen, it means a lot to what this can do, and you never know what happens in life. So I want all you young people to take each day and enjoy it. Not all of you got to be back out here, and that's not something to hang your hat on, or just because Tim Schaefer didn't necessarily like your cattle. I probably liked your cattle. There might have just been one I liked a little better, and that's okay, because an event like this, when you can have so many support staff and so many good people ringside to say they might like your cattle, you can evolve and adjust in this industry, and you can do awesome, awesome things. Never take life for granted. Enjoy every day as it could be one that might end shortly, because enjoy the people around you, enjoy your family, and have fun with it, even if the day does not go the way you wanted. We lost a great cattleman in Gerald Callahan, and just the quality of life that he brought to everybody and what he brought to this event is so, so good. We lost another great cattleman unexpectedly, Mr. Wayne Jester. So support to their family and love in some times like this, and that's why I want everybody to enjoy this. If you don't win today, it's okay. You're winning in life because you're in an incredible, bad-to-the-bone industry. All of you young people in here and back in that barn, you will prevail. You will be successful because you're in agriculture and you're in the cattle business. You will be really, really good. So hats off to everybody. This show has been bad to the bone. It started here with this baby calf, and that division was so, so good. I don't know that this one's necessarily going to win or lose this show, but she's a player. I think that calf is extremely, extremely high quality to get that much on one at this stage of the game, still be that good looking, still be that flexible. That's a rock star down there. How will she widen out behind her blades, and how will she handle her shoulders? That one matures. That's up to the guys that get the feed on that one, but I still think that calf is so, so good. Our next calf was another one that was bad to the bone. Eccentric in her look, awesome in her feature, awesome in her bone work. That thing's structure I love. I love her body shape. I love her immaturity while still having so much cow-like look. Another calf I think's awesome. We hit a few other divisions in here. That fall class and division was so good. I thought we had an excellent representation. We had a really good cowy looking one that went reserve. I thought that was an awesome pair. A very nice summer feature, or female that won just in terms of foot and structure. And then we rolled back in these two last divisions of your March and Aprils and your January and Februaries. And I think we got two bad-to-the-bone big heifers standing out here that are perfect in terms of their condition. I love their build. I love their kind. There's some subtle differences. It's still rolling through my head how we play these out with some of those talented calves back there. And a young man at his first Cattlemen's Congress, thanks again for coming out. Keep coming back every year. He's got an awfully nice senior yearling right here to close the deal up. I won't ask for much, but I'd like everybody to get some enthusiasm back in here. Let's get our hands together and give all these young people that come through the ring a nice round of applause. We'll go get you a Grand Reserve.
And congratulations, your grand champion, Red Angus female, here in your junior show at the Cattlemen's Congress. Congratulations, Andrew Meyer, Clinton, Tennessee, with AMTC, Princess Lena 1K1. And congratulations, Reserve Grand Champion goes to Cambry Murray, Lebanon, Oregon, with HH Miss CV 2106. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. Thank our judge, Mr. Tim Schaefer, Hagerstown, Indiana. A reminder, we need all first two placings of our bread and known back to ringside so we can do a bread and known grand drive.
We'll let Tim get his champions picked, and obviously congratulations to them on the other side. Didn't want to take away from that. We had a division here in our percentage Black Hereford show, and a single entry that we just brought in here, a nice female. Young lady's heifer's got a lot to her in terms of center body, got some springer rib and some volume to her. Still moves out with some comfort, some reach up both ends, so a nice entrant here into our lineup. It's a good set of females all the way through. The one that suits me the best, though, comes out of Class 2. This young lady here is going to have our division champion. Congratulations to her. We bring in that big-bodied heifer there in the back that was second in that class. I like her capacity, like her volume. Maybe not quite as nice up through her front end. I like the single entry heifer out of Class 3 to be reserved in this division.
Well, congratulations, back in the Black Hereford ring in your percentage show Division I champion. Exhibited by Smith Black Herefords, Newton, Iowa, with SBH Honky Tonk Flame 36 ET. And reserve champion, and congratulations, we'll go to ILLG Farms of Canesville, Missouri, with BFA Fashion Ladies Symphony 004L. We'll now bring in Division II here in the percentage female show. Again, over here in the Red Angus ring, we are going to bring in the top two bred known out of each class to select a champion reserve bred known.
It's a good class of females, but I think all three of them offer some different things, and they're all different types. We're going to start with Heifer up in the front. I just think on soundness and stoutness of feature, she's got the advantage over the other two cattle. A real moderate framed heifer that's got an easy keep and look about her. Female that's nice in the way she sets down from hock to ground. A female that gets out and covers her track well. Heifer in the middle is going to be second. I like the look and the extension that she has up through her front end. She's a little more rigid and timid in the way she grabs the ground off her front skeleton, but I think a lot of look and balance in that heifer and a lot of eye appeal as well. Young man's heifer is going to be third, and I like this heifer's kind. She's one that's got some extra performance. I like her extension as well. She's probably just a little plainer in terms of the way she hooks up from the side. When you set the cattle in motion, she wants to round out of her hip just a bit more. Interesting trio of heifers here in this class. I think good in each one of them.
Well, congratulations in Division 2 here in your percentage Black Hereford show. Your champion will go to 4B Black Herefords. Reserve champion, and congratulations will go to Mary Elg of Canesville, Missouri. Third place, exhibited by Triple C Black Herefords. We're now going to bring in your next division. This will be Division 3.
Got a nice pair of heifers here, I believe, to close out this division. Automatic Grand Reserve, and a heifer up in the front is going to lead off our class and division. Really an eye-appealing female that's sharp in her lines. I like the levelness out through her hip, and she's a little better in her top line when you ask her to go. Nicely presented heifer that's got some flex and some reach to her. A high-quality individual to lead off the class. A lot to the heifer that comes in second. I like her extension from the profile, really long-bodied female as well. Wants to pull her hocks together just a little bit as you watch her go away, and probably not quite as stable in the way she's made up high as our heifer that ends up winning the class, but still a very useful kind of a female with a lot of breeding value to her.
Well, congratulations over here in the Black Hereford ring. Results of your final division in our percentage show. Your champion, exhibited by 4B Black Herefords, and reserve champion, exhibited by Breonna Stewart. We're now going to bring in the grands and reserves in their divisions, and our judge will select his grand and reserve grand champion, percentage Black Hereford.
Well, as we conclude over here in the Bread and On, and what a special deal this is, and commend all these young people. This is quite the showing on a Bread and On project to put this kind of quality and this kind of goods back out here. So everybody that's left ringside and back up in the makeup ring, and let's show our appreciation to these young people of completing quite the project right here. This is awesome. Let's give them a nice round. There's a couple you can go back and forth with even in this deal, and it's just like the show. It kind of wrapped your brain in terms of you could go a lot of different ways and not to leave anybody out. We get to select two, so I'll set the mic down for the last time. We'll go get you a champion and reserve in this. But congratulations again to all you wonderful exhibitors on an awesome show. We appreciate it.
We get out here to select our champion percentage female. We've talked about these. I think some really nice cattle up and down the line, and some differences as you get them back out here just in terms of design, maybe some functional things, but I think very quality cattle. Got some look, got some eye appeal, has some dimension to them, so be very complimentary to this lineup. The one that suits me the best, though, today is going to be this heifer calf up in the front. She's going to be our champion. Let's give this young lady a good round of applause. We're going to follow her up with the gentleman's yearling heifer here out of Division 3 to be our reserve champion. Nice set of these percentage cattle. Congratulations to the exhibitors.
Well, congratulations in the Red Angus ring for your Bread and Owned. Your champion will go to Cambry Murray of Lebanon, Oregon with MHC Marin 205K. And reserve champion will go to Andrew Meyer, Clinton, Tennessee with 3 Aces Fiona 9042. Congratulations to all of those exhibitors. We're going to head to the backdrop quick here in the Red Angus ring, and we'll return back with your showmanship contest. And congratulations back over here in the percentage female show for your Black Hereford Open show. Champion, and congratulations, Smith Black Herefords of Newton, Iowa. And reserve champion will go to 4B Black Herefords with BFS Lady 260. At this time, we're going to get started with your Purebred Black Hereford female show.
It's a nice pair of heifers and not without their trade-offs because I think there's some, obviously, I think we've got a part mini here, but it's a good heifer in terms of her movement and her flexibility. Doesn't have as much to her as you get in behind her, but I think from the side really balances up well. You got to ask yourself, is there just enough horsepower in that heifer? And then you got one here that's got a lot more dimension and mass to her. Maybe want to redesign her just a nickel structurally. So I think it comes a give and take between the two. I'm going to use the extra power of this heifer up in the front, though, to lead off the class. I'm very complimentary to this one, though. I like her kind. I just would like to spread her apart a little bit as you get up on top of her. But this is a good pair of cattle, a little different in terms of their makeup.
Well, congratulations in our first division here in your purebred Black Hereford show. Your champion will go to back number 230, exhibited by Peters Pulled Herefords. Reserve champion will go to LC Ranch.
As we get ready to select our champion purebred, we just had the 5 heifers. I think all of them are very good. We talked about both those calves I like extremely well. They're a little different. I think both of them are very good. We come out of the second division with a real deep-bodied, big-centered heifer, a lot of volume to her, a female that's got some stoutness as you get in behind her. Might want to clean her up just a little bit there up through her front end, but still one that's beefy and got some rib shape to her. Like this heifer, comes out of class 3 in this division. Got a very nice udder laid in underneath of her. Maybe not as stout featured as some of the other ones, but a very high quality look to that female. Very feminine, very attractive. Then the heifer out of the last division, one that's opened up. Got some power to her. I like the foot size, bone work that female has, and still a quality heifer when you ask her to get out and travel. It's still pretty good from a freshness standpoint. So another really nice division. I think the cattle have been very good, very solid all the way through. We haven't had huge numbers, but had to make some decisions. They made you think a little bit because I think there's some good cattle up and down the line. Heifer that suits me best in this division knows the gentleman in the cowboy hat. She's going to be our champion. Congratulations to him. We're going to follow up with this heifer right in front of him here that the young lady has, and she's going to be our reserve. Congratulations.
Well, congratulations in your purebred Black Hereford division. Your champion, exhibited by Triple C Black Herefords, and reserve champion, and congratulations go to Skyline Farms. We're now going to bring in those champion females, and our judge will select the supreme champion female before we go into our bull show.
Get our three division winners back out here, and I think a really nice lineup as we pick a supreme champion. I think really all these three are kind of cut from the same mold. They're just, there's a spot or two where you might differ just a notch, but very, very good cattle that got some foundational substance to them, got some body, got some mass, and some feature. Yet with that, I think there's one to me that just in terms of her presence and her body and just the way she hooks together, I think it's a very high quality female. But we still got a pretty decent crowd. Let's give them a good round of applause, and I'll show you my preference here for the Supreme Champion.
And congratulations, your spring champion coming out of our F1 division. Going to CBD Miss Fergie ET, exhibited by H&R Ranch, Lone Grove, Oklahoma. We're now going to get started with your Black Hereford Bull Show. First division in will be your percentage show. This will be Division 1. Attention Red Angus exhibitors, if we could have all Pee-wee and Junior Showmen make their way to the makeup area, we are going to get started here with Showmanship in just a moment. Again, at this time, we are going to get started with your percentage Black Hereford Bull Show. Following this, we'll go right into your Purebred show.
All three April bulls here in this class, so obviously some performance differences. We got a high-quality bull, though. It's going to lead off. Buddy in the cowboy hat, bring that bull around here and put him up in the front. That's a muscular bull that's got some power and some feature to him, like his masculinity, and he's a sure-footed kind of a bull as well. I think this calf gets right away with the class. This is a pretty quality bull, good individual, and I think wins the class pretty easily. Then you got to make some decisions. You know, I like the tidiness and the attractiveness of the calf up in the front. Probably doesn't have as much performance. You got this bull that's a little more rugged, a little stouter featured, has a little more to him. Again, I think it's close between the two. I'm going to use the bull. It's got a little extra performance. Even though I like the type of this bull, there's just not enough of him. So this bull will be second, that bull will be third.
Well, congratulations in our percentage Black Hereford Bull Show. Your champion Division 1 will go to Triple C Black Herefords. Reserve champion will go to DK Ranch. And third place will go to Lake and Trope. We're now going to bring in your final division in the percentage show. This will be Division 2.
to our champion selection here. We got a bull that was a single entry, I believe, part mini, a muscular bull. It's got some dimension to him. I like the thickness this bull brings to the table. You know, he's one that certainly has some spread. He moves pretty well off both ends, a good kind of a bull. We got a pretty dominant one out here that's going to be our champion in this division. This young man that just came out of that class we just had, it's going to be our champion bull here in this grouping. Let's give him a good hand. Very, very nice individual. We're going to follow up with the gentleman here in the hat. He's going to be our reserve in this group. Good job to him. Good job.
Well, congratulations, Grand Champion Percentage Bull coming out of our first division, going to Triple C Black Herefords with SFF 1-3C's Last Man Standing 563, and Reserve Champion, and congratulations go to LC Ranch of Crockett, Texas. We're now going to start your Purebred Black Hereford Bull show. Look for 2 divisions in this show. Again, we're going to start with Showmanship here momentarily in the red Angus ring. We'll be starting with Pee-wees, followed by Juniors.
It's a nice pair of bulls here in our first class. So we're going to use the orange tag bull to lead off the class. He's a little more correct in his top line, a little thicker made, beefier top bull. Just got a little more spread to him. Got a quality presence to him from the side. That's a good bull there to lead off. The bull comes in second, a little different in his top line, a little rounder out of his hip. Bull's got some flexibility to him. Just runs out of horsepower in relation to our bull. It's going to lead off the class, but like his softness of flank, the bull's pretty flat and smooth in the shoulder. Looks like he could inject some calf and knees. Just need to power him up in relation to the bull that leads off. Bringing this big bull that's a single entry here as we pick our champion. A really nice made calf. Got some extension to him, some length of body. Big testicle bull that's clean in his sheath. You know, I don't know if he's quite as thick and muscular and meaty as the bull out of the calf division, but I like his structural integrity. I like his soundness. I think that bull gets around the ring with some comfort, some reach. So these are both good bulls. I think both of them have some quality about them. Not to take anything away from the bull that was second in that first class. I think it comes down to these 2 bulls, and there's enough good bit difference in them. This bull is more flexible. I like his reach off both ends. I like that bull's shape and the extra eye appeal that he's got. I'm going to slide here with the calf to be our champion, bigger bull to be reserved, but nice pair of cattle here.
Well, congratulations over here in the black Hereford ring. Your champion Purebred goes back number 217. That was exhibited by Smith Black Herefords. Reserve champion goes to Colin Wilson. We're now going to bring those two champion bulls in. Our judge will select a supreme champion bull here at the Cattlemen's Congress in your Black Hereford show.
Bring these two bulls back out here, and really a nice pair, and I thought we had a good show all the way through, and I appreciate the opportunity to work through them. We got a pretty much a standout, in my opinion, in this bull that wins this first division. It's a high-quality rascal. I think he's got a lot of good to him, a very promising future in him. He's going to be our supreme champion, this young man here in this black cowboy hat. Congratulations to you, bud.
We'll kick off the Pee Wee Showmanship and the four exhibitors out here. I'm going to pick a champion in reserve. I know the cows are getting tired and the kids are getting tired, so we're going to kind of work through this diligently. All four of you are winners. It doesn't matter who gets selected, grand or reserve, by my opinion. I just want you all to know that and commend you for coming out here. I get the diligence of having to select two, so let's congratulate this